Have you ever taken a bite of an orange expecting a burst of sweet, refreshing juice, only to be surprised by a sharp, sour taste instead? It's one of those small, everyday mysteries. Oranges look almost identical from the outside. Same color, similar size, and that familiar citrus smell. But the moment you taste them, the experience can be completely different. Sometimes an orange tastes like nature's candy, full of sweetness and bright flavor. Other times, it's so sour it makes your face scrunch up instantly. So what's actually going on here? Today we're going to peel back the layers, literally, and explore the science and history behind. Why are some oranges sweet and others sour? The answer turns out to be a fascinating mix of biology, climate, chemistry, and even timing. Let's get into it, right here, on History of Simple Things. One of the biggest reasons oranges taste different is simply because there are many different varieties of oranges. Just like apples can be sweet or tart, depending on the variety, oranges also have their own flavor profiles. Some oranges are naturally sweeter. Others are naturally more acidic. For example, navel oranges are famous for their sweet flavor and low acidity, which is why they're one of the most popular oranges for eating fresh. Valencia oranges, on the other hand, are often used for juice because they have a balanced combination of sweetness and acidity that creates a refreshing taste. Then there are Seville oranges, which are extremely sour and rarely eaten fresh at all. Instead, they're often used to make marmalade. So right away, the type of orange growing on the tree plays a major role in determining whether it will taste sweet or sour. But even oranges from the same variety can taste different, which means there's more to the story. The flavor of an orange mainly comes down to a simple balance between two things: sugar and acid. Inside every orange are natural sugars like glucose, fructose, and sucrose. These are what give oranges their sweet taste. But oranges also contain citric acid, the compound responsible for that sour, tangy flavor that citrus fruits are known for. What determines how sweet or sour an orange tastes is the ratio between these sugars and acids. If the orange has more sugar than acid, it tastes sweet. If it has more acid compared to sugar, it tastes sour. And if the two are balanced, you get that classic citrus flavor that feels both refreshing and slightly sweet at the same time. But what affects that balance? As it turns out, quite a few things. Sunlight plays a surprisingly important role in how sweet an orange becomes. Like all plants, orange trees use sunlight to perform photosynthesis, the process that converts sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide into energy. One of the main products of this process is sugar. The more sunlight an orange tree receives, the more sugar it can produce and send into its fruit. That means oranges grown in sunny climates often develop higher sugar levels, making them taste sweeter. This is one reason why regions like Florida, California, and parts of Spain are famous for producing delicious oranges. These areas have long, sunny growing seasons that help fruit develop richer flavors. If an orange tree receives less sunlight, because of cloudy weather, shade, or crowded branches, the fruit may end up producing less sugar, which can make the orange taste more sour. Temperature also influences how oranges develop their flavor. Warm days help oranges grow and accumulate sugar, while cooler nights can slow down the breakdown of acids inside the fruit. This combination, warm days and cool nights, creates the ideal conditions for balanced, flavorful oranges. That's why some of the best citrus-growing regions in the world have this exact climate pattern. If temperatures stay too hot all the time, the fruit may ripen quickly but develop less complex flavor. If it's too cold, the fruit may struggle to accumulate enough sugar. So the sweetness of an orange is partly shaped by the climate where it grows. In other words, the weather helps determine whether your orange tastes like dessert or like a sour candy. Another major factor is ripeness. Oranges change dramatically as they ripen on the tree. Early in their development, they contain higher levels of acid and lower levels of sugar. This makes them taste much more sour. But as the fruit matures, sugars slowly build up while acidity decreases. This gradual shift is what transforms a sour young orange into the sweet fruit we enjoy. If an orange is picked too early, it might never fully develop its sweetness, even if it looks perfectly orange on the outside. Interestingly, the color of an orange doesn't always mean it's ripe. Cooler temperatures can cause oranges to turn bright orange, even while the fruit inside is still developing its flavor. So sometimes an orange that looks perfect might still taste sour simply because it was harvested a little too soon. The soil where an orange tree grows also influences the flavor of its fruit. Healthy soil provides the nutrients that trees need to grow properly and produce flavorful fruit. Minerals like potassium, nitrogen, and magnesium all play roles in fruit development. If the soil is rich and balanced, the tree can produce oranges with better sugar content and overall flavor. Poor soil conditions can stress the tree, which may lead to smaller fruit or less sweetness. Farmers often carefully monitor soil conditions and sometimes add fertilizers to make sure their trees produce the best possible oranges. So the taste of your orange may partly depend on the invisible chemistry happening underground. So the next time you peel an orange and take that first bite, remember that a lot more went into that flavor than you might think. Sometimes you get a tangy burst of citrus. Other times you get pure sweetness. Either way, it's all part of the science and the magic behind one of the world's most popular fruits. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.